ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ. Dear devotees, if you remember, we were discussing the Mundaka Upanishad, third chapter. Third chapter, first sub-chapter, you can say. Third Mundaka and first Kanda. So there, very clearly, I have told the whole chapter, the third chapter will be two cantos, sub-cantos will be discussing on the 4 points. One is, Atma Swarupa. What is the nature of the Atman, or the self, or Brahman, or consciousness, you can say. The second is Atma Swarupa Gnanam, or just Atma Gnanam, we can say, or Brahma Vidya, you can say. The third is Atma Gnana Phala. If I get a Atma Gnana, if I achieve or attain, now using achieve, attain, all is in limited words I'm using. What is the fruits of this Atma Gnana? Or Atma Gnani, what does he get? And the fourth is the means to attain Atma Gnana. So these are the 4 points on the topics has been discussed in this chapter. Now, the opening itself is a beautiful story of the 2 birds. 2 birds sitting in the same tree. One bird is sitting just like a witness, and it is in blissful form without doing anything. And the other bird sitting on the same tree or in the same branch, it was busy in eating the fruits. So both the birds were sitting in the peepal tree, and the other bird was busy in eating the peepal fruit. So sometimes fruits were tasty, delicious, sweet. The bird was enjoying. And some other times, the fruits were either sour or bitter. Whenever the fruits were sour or bitter, the bird which was enjoying the peepal fruit, it felt morose. It made a very shrinky face. So while consuming the fruit and experiencing these dualities, once in a while, the bird which was consuming the fruits used to see the other bird. Other bird is sitting calm, quiet, serene, blissful. And whereas this other bird is very busy in enjoying these dualities. It keeps on doing it. At some point of time, it was jumping from branch to branch. It came so near to the other bird. When it came to the other bird, it came near to the other bird, it understood, I am the reflection of that bird. There is no separation between me and between the other bird which was sitting as a witness. So this is what the beautiful story. Here the bird which was sitting as a witness is what called Atman or Brahman. And the bird which was enjoying the fruits or experiencing the eating fruits is called Jivatma. So just like there are 2 birds, here there are then Jivatma and Brahman. There are 2 birds are there? No. So the witness bird we can say is as a original consciousness, and the bird which was consuming the fruits is called reflected consciousness. And the tree, the tree represents the bird, you can say. And other branches you can represent our physical body and the subtle body. And the bird which was eating, which was busy in eating the fruits, it was so busy, it had forgotten its real nature. And that is the nature of all of us. We are so much busy in this world. How much ever we study Vedanta, we hear Vedanta, many of us, if not all of us, some of us at least, we keep the Vedanta pertaining to class. Now, Tuesday there is a class for 1 hour. I will dedicate my time to Vedanta. Okay, Swamiji is asking me to prepare some class, maybe 5-10 minutes before I will read, or after 10 minutes I will try to remember. That's it. Then afterwards, Vedanta book has been closed. Then next week, if I've got a class, then I open Vedanta. When I'm hearing Vedanta class, when I'm studying, I feel so nice, so profound, so wonderful. Yes, it is true. And for unnecessary things, I was involved. Unnecessary things, I gave so much importance, and I got, perplexed or carried over. All these things I feel, I understand. But once the Vedanta class is over, when the Vedanta book has gone to the shelf, then again comes back our old samskaras. Then again, I am busy in the life with this hustle and bustle of life. When we get a lot of beatings, lot of slaps, then we start thinking, Array, I heard something in Vedanta, or Mundaka Upanisha class, or Dugdesha Viveka class. Then once in a while we remember, then we progress in our spiritual life, and we get more and more refined. Then we start thinking deeply Vedanta more and more. And some point of time, we understand our real nature. So this whole process of our spiritual progression, or the process towards reaching the truth, and whatever the ups and downs it happens in our life, whatever the problems we face, we struggle, all these things has been put in a broader way, in a simple, very generic, in a broader way, in the third and fourth and the fifth shloka. Why I'm telling all these things is because one of the devotee, she was telling that few things, Swamiji, I didn't understand, or rather it was too fast. So just I am rebrushing this. For example, there, Shochati. Why? Because Anisha, because of the helplessness, the Jivatman is suffering. Because is suffering. Why? Because, and also Muyamanaha, being worried. Why? Because of the delusion, because of the ignorance, or because of the identification of oneself with the body and mind complex. The moment you disidentify yourselves with the objects from the world, from the body and mind, and identify yourselves with the consciousness, that is what the spiritual life, that is what the Vedantic journey. We all think that body has got a self. No, the truth is self has a body. Body doesn't have a self. We all think that body has got a self. No, self has a body. So this is what Vedantic correction it is trying to do. So yada anyam pashyati. So the person, when he gets a Upanishadic knowledge, if he can think and if he can start put into practice, then what happens? Justam means he understands what is reality, what is the perfection, what is my real nature, what is my what do you say, the inherent nature. The moment you understand, then asya mahimanam, he understands his glory. Shunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putraha, and all these things Chandogya Upanishad says. Then Tada Vita Shokaha, he gets liberated from the shoka. Vita means free, shoka means sorrow. He will be free from sorrow. This is what we saw in the second verse. In the third verse, the same idea has been elaborated in detail. When the Purusha, who understands, who experiences the self, he sees that everything is what? The Brahman alone. Including the Chaturmukha Brahman is also inferior Brahman, is also Brahma Yoni, is also from this Brahman alone. Everything, whatever you see, whatever you experience, everything has been manifested, everything has been come out from that consciousness, and that is my real nature, that is my inherent nature. So Atma Swarupa Gnana has been told, and Atma Swarupa Gnana Phalam also has been told in the third verse. Like Yada Pashya means the person who has understood Vedantic knowledge, such an aspirant, when he understands and when he practices and when he experiences, what he experiences? He experiences the golden hued ones. Rukma Varnam Pashyate. He sees the self in the golden rays. Again, it is only symbolical usage. It doesn't mean that self is in a golden color. That doesn't mean that. And he also understands that Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahma Yonim. The efficient cause of the world is what? Isha, the Lord. And the material cause also the Lord. The whole world has been created or manifested by the Lord alone, by the consciousness alone. And we also discussed about two meanings of the Purusha. And Hiranyagarbha Chaturmukha Brahma has been discussed. And Vidwan, we use the word, the illumined ones. For him, what happens? Punya Papa, all the fruits of actions, either good action or bad action, all that gets completely shaken off. Vidhuya, then he will be Niranjana. He attains the state of Niranjana. Anjana means dirt. Niranjana means he'll be free from dirt. He'll be free from all type of dirts. Mental dirts, we mean Arishad Vargas. Then Paramam Samyam, he attains the absolute non-duality or equality. This is what we can see. And he is Atma Krida, Atma Ratihi, means he enjoys in the self. Sometimes we enjoy the self. For example, half an hour, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours class on Mundaka Upanisha, fine. But more than that, we feel absent-minded. We feel, oh, when Swami is going to end the class. Like there's in Bangalore, Ramakrishna Math, Swami Tyagishanji was there. When he used to take a class for brahmacharis, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours used to happen, it seems. Sometimes even little more. But they used to hear. Sometimes some were interested, some were out of maybe helplessness, they were sitting. So, but we are not interested to listen about the Atman or the Upanishads all the time, because still we have got desires with other things. But a real person, a good spiritual aspirant, he spends more and more time in Vedantic knowledge. He rejoices about the knowledge about God, about knowledge about self and all. So like that, Atma Krida, Atma Ratihi, Kriyavan. And he is always busy in getting the Atma Gnana and getting rid of all the impurities. That's what we saw in the 4th sloka. Now, in the 5th sloka, disciplines has been given. Some disciplines are common disciplines, primary values, primary disciplines, which is common for all of us. But here, few of the disciplines has been told very strictly, that is for keeping the monks in their thinking. This has been given. So disciplines are enjoined for the monks mostly here in this particular verse. Satyena labhyaha tapasa hi esha atma samyak gnanena brahmacharyena nityam anta sharire jyotirmayo hi shubhraha yam pashyati yatayah kshina doshaha. When a split, this is what Sandhi becomes. The bright and the pure self within the body, that the monks with habitual effort and achieves blemishes, is attainable verily through concentration, complete knowledge, and continence practiced constantly. Now, again, if you see closely in the 3rd chapter, in the 1st canto, from sloka number 1 to 4, Rishi focused on Atma Gnanam and Atma Gnana Phalam actually, in the first 4 slokas. Now, here Atma Gnana and Atma Gnana Sadhanani will be discussed by the Rishi actually here. So, what is Atma Gnana Sadhanani? Sadhanani is what? Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, we say that we use the word Bhakti Yoga, but technically the Advaita Vedantis, they use Upasana Yoga. Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and Gnana Yoga also. In the Karma Yoga, how do they discuss? Philosophically or technically, they use 2 words actually. What are the disciplines we mean here? Gnana Yoga, Sadhanani. Here, one is Karma Yoga. In Karma Yoga, they discusses 2 points importantly. One is Ishwararpana Buddhi or Ishwararpana Bhavana, and the other is Prasada Buddhi or Prasada Bhavana. Ishwararpana Buddhi. I think most of us, we know that. We have got a right to Karmanye Vadikaraste Ma Phaleshu Kadachan. The same idea. I shall work and I shall offer the fruits of all the actions at the feet of the Lord. So every work is I am trying to convert into worship, worshipping the Lord. I am bathing. So this whole body is the temple of the God. So I am bathing means I am cleaning the temple premises. I am eating. That means I am offering to the God who is in the form of Vaishvanara. When I am talking, I am worshipping the Mother Saraswati. I am thinking, I am worshipping the Lord Ishvara. So every action can be converted into worship. So there, whatever do I action, I don't seek any results from there. I offer all the fruits of action at the feet of the Lord. Yat karoshi edasnasi yajju hoshi dadaset tat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. In Bhagavad Gita, it says, whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you act, everything you offer at my feet. Lord Krishna says, that is the way to attain him. That is what Ishwararpana Buddhi. So how to understand that, whether are we practicing karma yoga or not? Are we doing the action in the form of Ishwararpana Buddhi or not? You will not you will not have any anxiety about the future, or rather, you will not have any anxiety about the fruits of actions. And also, there will be an absence of doership and the enjoyership. Kartrutva bodha and bhoktutva bodha will not be there. I will be in the instrumental mode. I am the instrument of God. Whatever God makes me to work, I shall do it. In what is the prasada buddhi? I shall accept whatever it comes. And absence of frustration. I'm doing good work. Recently one person was saying that, oh, Swamiji, we are all doing good work, but still we are suffering. That means he's a pious man, he or she is a pious man or woman. They are doing good work, good life, no doubt. But because there are problems, so they are complaining or lamenting that I'm doing so good work and I'm pious and I'm honest, etc. Then why am I suffering? That means there is some expectation. That means there is no prasada buddhi. So whatever it comes, we have to accept as the, the blessings from the God. Either blame or the praise, or the profit or the loss. That doesn't mean that we should be insensitive. That doesn't mean that we should not be calculative. That doesn't mean that we should be careless. No. Externally, we can do all these things, but internally, whatever the pair of opposites we think and we get tossed between this pair of opposites, whatever it comes, I accept it. When Sri Ramakrishna was praised, he accepted it. He didn't react. When he was blamed, when he was said that he's a madcap, even then he accepted, he didn't react. That's what. And the second upasana, the instrument they're telling here is upasana yoga, means meditation, mental worship, physical worship, then repetition of the Lord's name, singing his glories, and doing some chantings, all these things. And the third is, very interestingly, in this sloka, they speak of is practicing the moral values. If you see in the 16th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, I think there are 30 plus values has been given, list of values, moral values. All this has to be practiced. So that has been told in the third one, which is also included, very important here, is the practicing of moral values. Ethics and morality is the bedrock for every one of us. Whether you are spiritual or secular, whether you are bhakti yogi or karma yogi or gnana yogi, for every one of us, these moral values or ethics and morality is the base. Now, what is the first base is telling? Satyena labhyaha atma. Labhyaha, available, obtainable. Who is available? Who is obtainable? From what? Satyena labhyaha. From satya, from speaking truth, from practicing truth, it is available. Okay, it is a pronoun. Can you use the word noun? Can you tell what it is? Atma satyena labhyaha. So when you read Upanishad slokas yourself, this is the way you have to understand. So take the kriya pada verb first and link the nouns, then you'll be able to understand. Atma satyena labhyaha. Atman is available, Atman is attained, Atman can be attained by practicing the truth. So Satyam Vada, Taittiriya Upanishad says, Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Satyena Tapasahi Brahma. Another Upanishad says, Satya and Tapas themselves are nothing but the other names of Brahman. Then Satyena Labhyaha. Satyena Labhyaha means it also says that Anrutam Varjanam. You should practice truth. It also involves you should not speak lie, you should not speak untruth or give away untruth or avoid the lies. Now, when we read this, Swamiji, yes, I think this shloka is for monks, really. Satyam Vada, Satyena Labhyaha Atma. Yes, because for monks only. We householders, Swami, we live in the world. We have to do a lot of transactions. We have to do a lot of business, all these things. And if you tell the truth all the time, our business cannot go in, Swami. I think, yes, this shloka is only for monks. This is what many of us, we come into conclusion. Now, for such people, probably I give a suggestion, or I would like to, because if I ask all of you that, oh, you should speak truth always. Yeah, it is a good thing, but difficult to practice. So let us be practical. Whatever the lies you tell, most of us, I'm not saying that you should tell lies and you have got a freedom to tell lies. I don't say that. But either knowingly or unknowingly, or whether wantedly or unwantedly you are telling lies, you make your own list. And divide the lies, whatever we are speaking, including me, of course, I'm adding myself. Let us divide the lies into two parts: avoidable lies and unavoidable lies. Due to choke, due to some kill the time, due to avoid someone, or without thinking, or just because of habit, and because of not necessary, actually, we might have told couple of lies actually. Then at least all of them can be avoided by with a concentration or with a disciplining our mind and life. And there may be very, very few which are really unavoidable things where we may have to tell lies. So at least we should start now to lessening, to reducing the practice of or speaking of avoidable lies. So at least from there, we should try to see. If not, otherwise, speaking the truth always is very, very important. Speaking truth includes that speaking untruth should be avoided, should not be taken. So satyena labhya atma hi esha tapasa labhya. Surely the Atman is available by tapas, by the austerities. Tapas. Tapas is Brahman, has been told in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Tapas means austerities. But here tapas means what type of austerities the author is trying to, the Rishi is meaning actually. Here he is meaning actually mental austerities. Because austerities has got two or three main divisions. One is physical austerities, like fasting, Ekadashi. Like for example, from Thursday, Navaratri is there, Sharan Navaratri. Navaratri, many people, they do fast, including our Prime Minister. So many of the people, they try to do fasting, or they take only one meal, or they don't take rice, or they take only 2 meals, something, or they skip night meal. So this is a fasting, I wish to say. And visiting temples, and doing some different vratas in the Navaratri, different worships. All these things are there, are taking cold water bath, etc., etc. These are physical austerities. When you say mental austerities, controlling the senses and putting the senses and the mind in thinking divine, in thinking God, in thinking self, or God-centered life, conscious-centered life, or practicing concentration. Shankaracharya defines tapasa here as a concentration. So one is trying to practice concentration, concentrating on what? Concentrating on the self or concentrating on the God. That is what the tapas, mental austerity here. So disciplining the mind, disciplining the sense organs, that means developing the right attitude, developing the right intention is also involved here. These are very, very important. Why do we work? I am daily going, when devotees to come, where I was in Alsur Ashram in Bangalore, one devotee used to come regularly every day. So when I joined, when I saw initially, I was really astonished. Every day he comes. Not a single day he misses. Every day he comes so religiously. And I heard that he's coming from 10-15 years. I said, oh my dear, 10-15 years every day without miss mostly. He's coming and attending Arati and doing some services. What a great man he is probably. But slowly, I came to know that he has got some mean-mindedness and etc., etc. Then afterwards, I started thinking, he's coming for 10-15 years daily and attending Arati and doing some service. How can he behave in such a way? Then when I closely observed, then I understood he's coming there. Why? To have prasad and to carry prasad to house. Wherever, whenever the prasad is there, especially Ekadashi days, they will have halwa or kesri bath, and Jayanti times we used to feed everyone, and other special occasions, different food preparations were done, and we used to give for devotees. And every day used to come, attend Arati, and either give sugar candy or a different prasad, and as much as possible, he used to take the food to his house. So the whole of his, unfortunately, his intention was to carry the prasad to his house. Now you see, the intention is so important and so subtle actually. And some people, they come and they serve. Why? Because they want to show. They want name and fame. Or because if you come to ashrama, some big shots will come, big shots and all. So we can get a link with them and we can get some benefits from them. Such different intentions people do have. So that's why intentions should be pure for spiritual life. So moral disciplining the mind, disciplining the sense organs means all of them are included or involved. So satyena labhya atma, tapasa atma labhya. So by practicing truth, by practicing tapas, Atman is attained. Many times people say, oh, the Upanishads, they speak of only theory. They don't give any practices. Here they are giving the practices. So these are the values we have to practice. And the third value is tell brahmacharyena. Brahmacharyena, we have to practice celibacy or chastity. Now, the practice or practice of celibacy or chastity is different for the different stage of life. We have to be very clear. I mean, whatever the moral standards or the especially brahmacharya rules, celibacy rules has been given to the monk is not same to the for a householder. And whatever has been given to the householder is not same for the vanaprasthi or brahmachari or brahmacharini. So this is, we have to be understood. According to our stage of life, this moral standards has to be understood and has to be practiced. Okay. Now, for example, Navaratri is there. In one Navaratri, 1 week, I shall practice celibacy. Afterwards, I don't bother. Or sometimes in December, there are a lot of people, with all due respect, I'm saying that they take the Ayappa Mala. For 1 month, they try to be in a vrata, they try to have a disciplined life. Very good. Then afterwards, they are back to pavilion. If that is, from that can we attain God? It is a good thing, no doubt. It is a better, some good start. But the Rishi is saying that Nityam, practicing truth, not once, every time, all the time, tapasa, all the time, brahmacharya, all the time. Then what happens? Samyak jnanena. We have to have a right vichara. We should do all these austerities, all these disciplines with the right knowledge. One should do eternally. Till realizing God, till realizing self, you have to do all this sadhana, all this spiritual practice. So, satyam, nityena karaneyam. Every day I have to practice truth. Tapasa, every day I have to practice austerities. Gnanena, every day I would try to study Vedanta, study Upanishads, study the life and teachings of great saints. And brahmacharya also has to be practiced daily. So these are the Atmajnana sadhanas has been told in the first 2 lines. Now, Atmajnana sadhana phala, Atmajnana phala has been told in the next line. Okay, Atmajnana phala. By these are all very difficult, no doubt, but possible. But possible is very important. We have to keep it in mind. When you do this, when you practice this, what are you going to get? What I'm going to get? Do I get promotion in my job or in my company? No. So will I become smart person? No. Or my bank balance does increase? No. Then what happens? Yatayaha kshina doshaha. The person who is a committed seeker, yatayaha, yati. That's why monks are called yatis. Yati is an actual generic word, but though it is used for only monks. Yatayam, one who practices, one who is a committed seeker, he can be called yati or yatayaha. So who is committed his life for spiritual seeking the truth or seeking the God, experiencing the truth, experiencing the self all the time, as much as possible. Such a committed spiritual seeker is called yatayaha. For such yatayaha, for such committed people, what happens? Kshina doshaha. Their mental impurities are washed off. Harishad Varga, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, we all say all these Harishad Varga, 6 enemies will be reduced. The internal enemies are destroyed. See, it is very easy to handle the external enemies, but it is very, very difficult to handle the internal enemies. So we have got internal enemies. That internal enemies are washed off. They are killed. They are destroyed. Or they say, you don't have a place here. Please go and search someone else. Then Yam pashyanti. And these committed seekers, what do they see? What do they discover? Yam means what? Pashyanti, see or discover or experience. Antasharire, within their own body. Jyotirmayaha, that the Atman is with full of light. That I am that Brahman, I am that consciousness, I am that indestructible self. Brahmasmi Brahma has been experienced. Anta Sharire. So first, until otherwise I experience the God or the self in myself, I can't experience in outside, either in others or in outside. It has to be understood very clearly. First and foremost, I should experience the self. I am the self or I am the God in me. Until otherwise I experience, I can't experience outside. So Anta Sharire Jyotirmayaha. So the internal reality, the self or the consciousness or the Brahman is being experienced from such a person who has practiced this sadhanani. Now here Jyoti, light, they are saying that. Here light means what? These then 10,000 bulbs light is there? Or some inflorescent bulb or some tube light or anything is there that suddenly it gets on? No. Here Jyoti means light is, again, it is a figurative usage. Light means here the awareness. How to understand? For example, there are 100 things in the room. And we get a memory, I keep a memory test. All of you, I ask you, okay, whatever thing, I will give 10 minutes. You see all of them. And once time is over, you have to make a list. And people, based on their memory capacity, some made 10, some made 20, some made 30, some made 50, 80, or whatever, 90, or even 100. But most of us, we will forget one substance, which is called light. I might have given all the materials list, 100 out of 100 I might have got, but most of us, we forget. Because of the light, I was able to see, I was able to experience, I was able to register all these 100 items. Of course, our eyes should be proper, our health should be proper, sense organs we need, mind is we require, no doubt, all these things. But because of the light, I'm able to see all of them. Without the light, I cannot see. So similarly, because of this awareness, because of that consciousness, I am aware of myself. I am aware of my existence. I am aware of my thoughts. I am aware of my deeds. I am aware of the world and objects and etc. etc. That awareness, because of that, I am aware of everything. I am aware of computer. I am aware of English. I am aware of books. I am aware of sea. I am aware of so many things. But the basic awareness itself is what? Self, Brahman. So that is, in that sense, they are using the Jyoti means light. So for such a person, he understands that he is a pure awareness, and he is he will be also free from all the impurities and dirts. So that what happens? He understands, he experiences who am I. So here very clearly we can see Gnana Sadhana, Phalani and Gnana Sadhana, Gnana Sadhana. Gnana Phala and Gnana Sadhana, both are told in the fifth one. The sixth is Satyameva Jayate, often quoted our national motto. I think the time is over today. So probably next month in November, we shall try to discuss the sixth verse of the third chapter. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.
Jai Ram Krishna Swamiji.
Jai Ram Krishna. So got any questions, any of you?
Maharaj, can I ask, go back to the beginning of the session?
So first I will request if anyone has got a doubt with this particular sloka or particular subject. If not, then we'll go back to the first discussions. Yeah.
Swamiji, Namaste Swamiji.
Namaste.
I have a question regarding Brahman. When I went through deeply regarding the Brahman, I found the definition as Brahman infinite, all-pervading and consciousness everything. But further it said the spiritual core of the universe is finite and change. I could not understand there. Does Maya or mind play a role over there, or is it from the Dvaita and Vishishta Dvaita angle?
So, sorry, the spiritual core of the universe is what?
Finite. It's not infinite, finite, F-I-N-I-T-E, and
Okay.
change.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that has been told from the point. If I understand your sentence properly, then that means the nature of the world, the nature of the universe is what finite.
Mm-hmm. But
The
I could
nature
not
of
understand.
the self is infinite. The nature of the self is infinite, and the nature of the world is finite. It can be understood from the 2 points, 2 angles. One is the moment when you understand, when you experience your true nature, your real nature, for you, this whole world ceases to, the whole world's reality, it ceases to exist for you. It looks like a dream, like it will never be real now, as now you are feeling or experiencing. The reality behind all these phenomena, you don't feel. For example, sunrise and sunset. Sunrise and sunset, we all see, we experience, we enjoy, we get inspired. But in heart of heart, we know that sun never rises and sun never sets. Before ignorance, while ignorance, it was true for us. Now also it appears true from the external point of view, but internally the notion of reality will be changed. And apart from that, at some point of time, this world from unmanifested state, it came to manifested state. And again, Mahapralaya, we say, during that time, most major part of the world may be destroyed. We say it is not destroyed. I use the word dissolved. From manifested state, it goes to its original form called unmanifested state. So the whole world, except self, everything is time bound, time and space bound. Anything is bound by time and space, that is only finite. It can never be infinite.
Thank you,
Whereas the
Swamiji.
consciousness or the subject is always infinite because it is beyond time and space causation.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah.
Maharaj,
Mm.
I have a question, but maybe it is a bit silly. That previously, say in that second chapter 2.2.2, when we have talked about Satyam, Tadetat Satyam Tadamritam, there we said that Satyam means the Sat part means the existence part. Now here the Satyam means the truth, means this truth is that we should not tell lie, like that. So which truth is which one? How to find?
Yeah, so that's the reason. Yes, it's a very, a big problem for most of us. So yeah, because see, when you say Satyam, so there Sat means it is existence. Here Satyam is truth. So now the same word but different meanings or different shades of meanings. How to understand? So there only you need a commentator, Bhashyakara, or the guru. So how to understand that? For example, if you see in the word Atman, Atma means self, Atma means supreme self, Atma means Jivatma, embodied self, Atma means Deha, body, Atma means Manas, mind. The same word Atma is used in the different contexts with the different shades of meanings. So for that, we need more study and more, right guidance. Teachers are required. So when you read more and more, and when you get exposed to this literature, Upanishadic literature more and more, you'll be able to understand contextually. So this word means what here? That's the only way. Either you need a guru to make you understand, otherwise with a systematic study and with a good exposure of this Upanishadic knowledge, you'll be able to understand. So our author or the Rishi, what does he mean here?
Okay, thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, then I think Pranam Mukherjee, Pranam Chattopadhyay, you can ask now.
Well, sorry, the beginning of the session when Shamidji was talking. So like this, what we understand just so far regarding the Advaita Vedanta, there is a Param Brahman, there is Maya in between, and there is a Jivatma. And this Shiva, Durga, whatever it may be, the god and goddess power centers and etc. are all the play of Maya. This is what I understand. You may correct me. This is the play of Maya. So, but if I have to understand what is Param Brahma, so I have to worship to Maya, to remove the screen and then reach. So there are only three layers. So in between, but what being discussed, so many things you introduced. So it has gone now. So that's why I'm asking.
Okay, okay, okay. So, I mean, so many things introduced. I mean, I don't know. So probably we'll say, probably yes. Keeping this Upanishadic idea, I would like to tell based on your understanding. Now, technically, that's why these few words we have to always remember. We have to mug up or whatever. Then only we'll be able to understand. Now, Parabrahman has been discussed or described in Upanishads from Advaita Vedanta point of view. I'm telling is Nirupadika Chaitanya. Parabrahman is used as or referred as, described as Nirupadika Chaitanya. Chaitanya, you know, Nirupadika. Upadi, Nirupadi. Means without limiting any adjuncts. In other words, in the layman's words, it is Nirakara Nirguna Brahma. Okay, that you understand. Okay. Now Nirakara Nirguna Brahma, with the help of power of Maya, with his own power of Maya, Maya is called Upadhi or limiting adjunct. Then what happens? Then Sopadika Chaitanya comes. So Nirupadika Chaitanya, now Sopadika Chaitanya. Here Nirupadi, here Sopadhi, Sa Upadhi. Means Chaitanya has got Upadhi. What is that Upadhi? That is Maya. So this Sopadika Chaitanya is called what? Ishvara. Or you can say Saguna Brahma. Okay. Now, the Saguna Brahma or the Ishvara, he creates the world. Again, he creates the world, we use it, but he doesn't create the world, he manifests the world. Isn't it? That is very clear. Then what about the Jivas? The Jiva also is nothing but that Ishvara only, or the Chaitanya only. Just like Chaitanya plus Maya is what? Sopadika Chaitanya or Ishvara. Chaitanya plus Agnana is what? Chaitanya plus Agnana is what? The Jivatma. Chaitanya plus Maya, Ishvara. Chaitanya plus Agnana is what? Jivatma. Why we are using Maya and why we are using Agnana for two people? Because their Lord is the Ishvara is the Lord of the Maya, his own power. Whenever he wants, he can use us, he can withdraw, and is aware of it, all these things. Now, in this Agnana, we are not aware of it. So that's why it is a bondage for us. For him, it is not a bondage, it is a limiting adjunct. Okay. Now, then what happens to this Brahma or Vishnu, Shiva, all these things? Now, the Ishvara, Sopadika Chaitanya, what we say, Ishvara himself has been called as Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, if he is doing the work called creation. Now, the Sopadika Chaitanya, if he is doing the maintenance work, he is called Vishnu. Sopadika Chaitanya, when he is doing the work of dissolution, he is called Shiva. Okay, this is what the Advaita Vedanta tells. And now Indra, Varuna, Rudra, Shashanka, Marut, all these things are demigods actually. Gods and gods, demigods. Demigods, like we can say that there are so many officers. Now IAS officer is there, IFS officer, IPS officer. So like that, there are demigods. Okay. Now, this is what the standard understanding about all these things at right now. Now, to come to this point, there was so much evolution has happened. Today we are using fire, but it took some generations to find out, to invent fire actually. At some point of time, someone striking, suddenly he discovered, invented fire, and he understood what is fire and how can we use. That's how the whole civilization got changed, isn't it? But to happen that, it might have taken few generations. So similarly, today, whatever we are discussing, the Upanishadic knowledge, or Advaita Vedanta knowledge, or idamitam, okay, this is what God means, this is what Ishvara, this is what Hiranyagarbha, this is what Vishnu, Brahma, all these things. Before that, there's a gradual evolution has happened. It might have taken 10,000, it might have taken 20,000, 50,000 years of its own time. In the grad evolution, so at different evolution steps, the same terms has been described in a different manners. So that evolution we were discussing, Samit and myself, we were discussing how that evolution has happened. While in that evolution process, how these terms are have got a different shades of meaning we were discussing.
So, in our normal organizational language, let's say Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar is reporting to Hiranyagarbha. Okay. Yes.
No, it is very difficult to say that. No, because if you take it as an Ishvara, Ishvara is much more higher than the Hiranyagarbha.
Oh, I see. Okay. Mm.
That's where
And Ma Durga, Chandi, and all this. Like Ma Durga is, we are having Durga Puja in few days. So we have to. Everyone is talking the Chandi significance and this and that. Every YouTube channel you have these days is on Chandi. So that's also part of Maya, right?
yes. Now for here, there are two main streams actually. Whatever you say, the Maya in Advaita Vedanta, the Maya has taken the form of Shakti in the theistic schools of Vedanta. That is in Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita, Madhvacharya, Ramanacharya, there and all, they will use Lakshmi, especially Shri, Lakshmi they use. So whatever we say Maya in the Advaita Vedanta, traditional Advaita Vedanta, I'm saying that. Shankarite Advaita Vedanta, traditional Advaita Vedanta, they use Maya as a power. That power has taken a personification, a personal rupa, that has been taken the form of mother or universal mother. Okay. Now, when you say Chandi, Durga, Kali, all these things, more or less, though it has been all merged and mixed in an Indian ethos or Indian culture, no doubt. In Tantra, the mother is the supreme actually. Or rather, when the Brahman, when it is not doing any work, when the Brahman is static, when it is not doing any work, then he is called Brahman. When the Brahman is doing a work of maintaining the world or creating the world, maintaining and dissolving the world, then the Brahman is called as Shakti.
Like fire and its burning power. Like that's what Kathamrita says.
We're not asking you to jump. Yes. So there are two schools of philosophy coming to philosophy when you come. But a common person is not bothered whether this Durga is whether from Tantra, from the Advaita Vedanta, from Vishishtadvaita, Advaita and all. For common people, Mother Chandi is a universal mother, divine mother who can protect us, who can take care of us. That's how they worship. Now, who is Chandi, who is Kali, who is Durga? If you ask, she is a divine mother. She is a universal mother. Now, there are so many places where, especially in southern part of India, Kali is not at all worshipped. Kali's photo even they don't keep because they have got a notion or probably a faith that if you keep Mother Kali's photo in the house, there will be a lot of quarrels. So it is not considered very good omen to keep the Mother Kali photo. Now, when you come to especially East India and Northeast India, it is completely different. Now, you even say the understanding of Mother Kali is different. At different places, there's a different opinions or different stands, I mean to say. That is the beauty of, Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism. We have given so much, openness and freedom for people to think and to worship the God in their own understanding way. But whereas you don't see that in the other religions, yes.
Thank you very much. At least very, very good explanation which I got. So it's clear.
Okay. So October month, whole October month, I will not be able to take classes. So only in November we shall see them.
So you're in Bangalore, Swamiji, this week?
No. So this Thursday, Thursday we have got an event. Friday I'm traveling to London. And next week I'll come back. And 2-3 days again, we have got some functions. And Thursday, no, Friday. Friday I'll be leaving to Dubai. Saturday, Sunday, I've got some events there. Saturday, Sunday in Dubai. So I'll finish. On Monday, I'll come to Alsur. That is on 14th.
So November also there is no class, Maharaj.
No, November onwards, we'll start classes.
But November you're coming down to India.
No, October, I'm coming to India.
Oh yes, October you're in India.
We are today is 1st October. Yes, I think you were in September mode still, I understand.
Yes.
Maharaj, I have a suggestion. Suggestion is that when you come back next in November, people would have forgotten, the students like us would have forgotten everything what they have learned so far. So, like the way you told in the beginning. So, why don't you take questions, give some answer questions, point the point answer, optional answers, objective type, and take the exam so that we also get clear by that, and you also understand how much we are studying and how much we are remembering you and your lessons.
Yeah, if most of you agree, I don't. I'll be very happy, but I don't want to go into depression. Yeah, and also because of that, I don't want to miss the people. Again, Swamiji is asking questions or test is there, then better not. We'll skip the class this time. Next time onwards, we'll go. Yeah, think among yourselves and come back. Yeah, whatever the major consensus is there, we shall do that. Yeah, I'll be happy to do it. Yeah, thank you.